Yes, I am doing a Your Season is Over video today. In fact, I'm working on the notes for it right now. But as I'm sitting here working on the notes for the Your Season is Over video, I can't stop laughing and being mad at the same time at just the dumb shit that I saw yesterday in the world of college football. And I had to come on here and talk about it for just a brief period of time this morning. And again, the regular full Your Season is Over video will be out probably around 6 or 7, like it is every single Sunday. But first of all, a quick helmet update. The Florida helmet, yeah, they beat Vandy. It still stays upside down. Again, the Florida fan is the one that told me to turn this helmet over, and they want it to stay that way until Florida wins a game on the road. So you beat Vandy at home. Congratulations. The other helmet that's upside down is Utah. Again, a Utah fan told me to do that until they score 21 offensive points in the game. So those are the two upside down helmets. They're going to stay that way. We're going to turn another one upside down in a minute here. But I'm already on too long without wondering what in the actual... What the Mario Cristobal is the biggest clown coach in college football from this day forward until I deem otherwise. I have been watching football, college football, for 40 years. I've seen, I thought, every dumb decision imaginable in that 40 years. How in the hell you don't yell at the top of your lungs from the sideline or whatever you have to do to tell your quarterback and your team to take a knee in that spot at the end of that Miami-Georgia Tech game is beyond me. I cannot believe what I saw. I was live streaming the end of that game because obviously it was a close game. When Miami got the ball back with a minute and a half to go or whatever it was and Georgia Tech didn't have no timeout, I assumed the game was over. I stopped paying attention. I started interacting with the comment section and stuff like that. I don't understand. That's got to be Mount Rushmore of dumb decisions in college football, not to take a knee there with 30 seconds. But here's the thing. Okay, so you fumble the ball away. Georgia Tech's got the ball on their own 25-yard line. No timeouts. 2 plays, 75 yards, touchdown. The last play in particular, I sort of understand the first play. I sort of get the first play. Keep everything in front of you so it looks like a blown coverage because the wide receiver catches the ball and there's nobody near him. Let him catch it, tackle him, right? That's all you got to do. That last play of the game, why isn't everyone just lined up on the goal line? How in the fuck? That defensive back that bit on the short route, who cares if they complete that short route? Why are you doing that? He throws it right over the top of the Miami defense for a touchdown. That is the most improbable comeback win that I've seen in college football in a long, long time. And like I said, on top of all the dumb decisions that were made, offensively, you didn't take a knee. Defensively, you're not yelling at your DBs to stand on the goal line, whatever, all that. On top of all that, not only did that cost you the game, and not only did you lose, it was to Georgia fucking Tech. You should have been winning by 20 or 30 or 40 by that point in the game anyway. We talked all week. Miami beat Texas A&M a month ago. Week 2. Then they played Bethune-Cookman. Nobody watched. Then they played Temple. Nobody watched. Then they had a bye week. It's been a full month since anybody even uttered the phrase Miami Hurricanes in a college football sense. Because there's been no reason to pay attention to them. Is the U still back? Ed Reed, 5 rings. A 30 for 30 documentary that came out 20 years ago about how good you used to be 30 years ago. Turns out, just like we've been telling you, none of that fucking matters. None of it. How do you lose that game at home in front of 19 people? Nobody there. Nobody there. And what makes that even worse, going back to the Texas A&M game, do you remember the jokes around the attendance for the Texas A&M game for Miami? If you walked up to the ticket office at the University of Miami to buy a ticket for the Texas A&M game a month ago, they literally gave you a ticket to the Georgia Tech game for free. I'm not joking. That's not a troll. I'm not exaggerating. That's 100% facts. Because they can't get nobody to come to the games. Texas A&M was supposed to be their biggest home game, and a whoopity whoop. No one wants to go. So the week leading up to the game, they say, look, if you come buy a ticket and come to this Texas A&M game, we will literally give you a ticket to the Texas A&M game. You buy 4 tickets to Texas A&M, we'll give you 4 tickets to the Georgia Tech game. No one showed up for this Georgia Tech game. Well, Haynes King showed up in the last 4 seconds of the game when he hit the game-winning touchdown against you. Again, Mario Cristobal, clown level 1 million. There is no excuse for not taking a knee there with the 30 seconds. Again, you take a knee, the game's over. Georgia Tech can't stop the clock. You take the knee, play clock starts at 40 seconds. It's game over. You don't have to, it's 3rd and 10, it's 3rd down. You take a knee, it becomes 4th down. The game clock will hit 0 before the play clock will hit 0, game over. No, you run it up the middle, fumble the ball, Georgia Tech recovers on their own 25 fucking yard line with no timeouts, and in 2 plays, they go 75 yards on you and beat you in the Miami Dolphins Stadium. And then afterwards, I'm watching the ACC network coverage of the game. And they've got the ACC network panel, or whatever they call it. They're set up on the field or just off the field. And so it's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes after the game is ended, you know. The stadium is empty. Well, the stadium was empty from the word go. No one showed up to watch this game. But the stadium's empty. The players are all off the field. And in the background, you see like stadium workers doing their thing, right? And the panel is talking about the game. They start ripping up the Miami Hurricanes logos off the field. Because, of course, that's not Miami Hurricanes Stadium. That's the Dolphins Stadium. Miami just borrows it 6-7 times a year to play home games. They lease a stadium from an NFL team. But it's just hilarious. Miami loses in the most embarrassing way possible to an absolutely terrible Georgia Tech team. You cannot overestimate how bad this is the same Georgia Tech team that was getting blown out by 30 points last week to Bowling Green. Comes into your house. Comes into the Miami Dolphins house, which is but you lease it. And we're sitting there watching the post-game thing, and they're literally tearing the Miami Hurricanes logos off the field. Oh boy. Is the U back? No, it's not. Don't worry though, Miami. Like I said, the full year season is over video will be coming up this afternoon. And a lot of these helmets are going to get taken down and moved over to the table of losers over there. But yeah, Miami, you thought you were back. You lied. Now, as funny as it is, this is probably the biggest we're back choke job in the history of college football, right? Because they tell us they're back every friggin' year. The media tells us they're back every friggin' year. Pete Bio called me yesterday. I'm not going to talk about that now. We'll save that for the year season is over. But damn, yeah. Ed Reed, 5 rings, a 30 for 30 documentary. Turns out none of that means anything today. You're still the same old dried up, used to be, has been, never will be, again, dead program that we thought you were. You got humiliated in the most humiliating way possible by Georgia Tech. And your coach, the clown level is through the roof. Here's the thing. The knock on Mario Cristobal all along, right? Because what do we know about Mario? He can recruit. He can recruit. Then he gets all these 4- and 5-star players on the field, and what does he do? He makes the dumbest decisions imaginable. The knock on Mario Cristobal has been that he's not a good in-game coach. Well, yesterday was icing on the cake for the people who have that opinion. That was the dumbest coaching decision I've seen in probably 40 years. So is Miami back? Yeah, they're back to being irrelevant, back to not being able to win the ACC. Been in the ACC 20 years. They haven't won it a single time, and they're not winning it this year. Oh, we only have with the one loss. I don't care. It's the Georgia Tech, and the way you lost, you're not overcoming that. It's going to be Florida State and North Carolina in the ACC title game, not Miami. Have a great day.